Shut up and sit down.
Welcome to the Bricks King podcast, where I'm going to bend your ear about Lego, review those amazing bricks of plastic, and discuss what is new and up and coming around the Lego world. I'm your minifig host, Matt. Let's build on it. Welcome in, everybody. Today, we've got another interview from Brick World Chicago, coming to you this time from Mike Hinkle, also known as John Hammond. If you've seen my pictures out on social media, you have been waiting for this one. This is really cool to hear about what he has built and all the goodiness with Lego. So I'm not even going to share anymore. You're just going to have to listen. So let's get into it. Well, guys, today I'm here with Mike Hinkle, a.k.a. John Hammond.
That's me today.
That is you today. He's got his big, what do you want to call it? The
Visitor Center. From Jurassic Park, the original movie.
The best movie, by the way.
Yeah.
And then you also have another build as well, but by far one of the coolest builds I have ever seen Jurassic related ever. I was blown away, and I can't believe that I didn't notice it before early this morning. It's incredible. It's amazing.
Thank you. I think being in character behind the build has drawn a lot of attention as well. Yeah, a lot of surprised looks on faces when they look at the build and it's like, oh, this is great. And then they look at me, and it's just like, it makes my day.
So is it one of those things like, obviously you're not going out in public necessarily like this all the time, but is there a time like, you know what, it's Halloween, I'm going to go dress up as John Hammond and I mean, do you enjoy, the interaction with people, like taking pictures and all that kind of stuff?
The cosplay part of it's nice. I've been doing Halloween in Las Vegas for many years now. The wife and I go out. It's her birthday. We celebrate. Up until last year, it was always gone as a demon. It's like 2 hours to get all the makeup on and the boots, and that's a lot of work. Now I'm getting up there in the years. So it was 3 or 4 years ago, one of the vendors here at Brick World told me I looked just like John Hammond if I let my beard grow in. So with the movie coming out and everything this year, I thought, yeah, I could do Jurassic Park. I didn't do anything at that point, but I tried it out Halloween last year when it's John Hammond, and a lot of photo ops. So I figured I'll do Jurassic Park for Brick World, get dressed up. It should be awesome.
No, you just need to learn how to sign John Hammond's name,
Yeah.
Here, I'll sign it for you.
Yeah, I'm sure it's pretty sloppy, and so is mine, so it'll probably blend in pretty
Exactly. Nobody will know the difference.
That's right. I can't sign the same thing twice. It never looks the same. It's a curse.
Exactly. So your build over there, let's talk about it a little bit. It's you have the visitor center. You have some stuff off to the side. You have some detail on the inside, which, I mean, I'm like, I wish I could shrink down to minifig size and go inside and see everything. With the complexity of the roof, which you said you're still a work in progress there.
Yes. The roof is, it's all plates, and trying to get the angles for the curvature to go with the walls. That was probably the hardest part between that and the doorway.
Okay.
The hardest part of the whole build. So it's a lot of big plates held together with little plates underneath, and then little 2x2 tiles on top for the trip here.
Yeah.
Because it was really flexible. And I took it apart each side. There's 2 sides to it.
Okay.
Into 3 sections to get it into a container. And I knew that if it bounced around and broke, I'd be here for another 12 hours refiguring.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So with the detail that's on the inside, because you can see some of it, and you've got the banner, the iconic banner, when dinosaurs roam the earth or whatever, hanging out right there. What else, other details do you have inside? I was able to see your T-Rex, and you have Dennis Nedry on the inside. So what else do you have on the inside?
I do have the rotunda
Okay.
So I've got the 2 layers with the balcony and the steps coming down.
Okay.
The windows are so small and the door is so small.
Yeah.
It's really hard to see unless you get on your knees
Sure.
and peer into it. And I notice that the railing is getting closer and closer to it every couple minutes here because people are bending down to actually look at it now.
Yeah.
But I do have one dinosaur in there. I thought about putting one of the skeleton sets
Okay.
from Lego in it.
Yeah.
It blocked out the balcony and the stairs.
Okay.
So everybody knows those iconic stairs
Yeah.
going up.
Oh my goodness. Absolutely. So, do you have any other figures in there? I didn't look close enough, but do you have any of the other figures like Grant, Sattler? Do you have any of the other Jurassic figures in there?
And just in like the iconic picture,
Yeah.
I have them on the front steps.
Okay.
So I've got John Hammond and the kids up on one of the steps, and then Ian and Dr. Grant and Dr. Statler are down by the vehicles. And I'd like to thank Lego for making those vehicles because I just could not get the right colors and parts without spending a fortune on it.
And I will tell you, that is what has happened so many times. I've heard it so many times from so many Jurassic fans that build the Lego stuff, or we're doing mocks of the Jeeps, and they're like, I just can't get it. I don't know what I'm going to do. It doesn't quite look like it. So, yeah, I'm so glad they did. It works perfectly. So, on that note, because I'm glad you brought it up, with the vehicles in there, I mean, was that just like one of those absolute wipe your brow relief, like, whew, I don't have to worry about it. Lego took care of the hard part for me?
That was, and actually that was kind of one of the deciding points, was when I saw that kit was coming out.
Okay.
It pretty much guaranteed I was going to build Jurassic Park. All the difference in the world.
I imagine. So out in the field to the left of it, because you have a kind of like an open area, I see you've got some other dinosaurs and stuff out there. What else is out there? What made you decide to build that out?
Well, I had the wife do my landscaping for me.
Okay.
This is her first year at Brick World.
And she's dressed like a park ranger, Jurassic Ranger.
She is. That's her Halloween costume. So it goes well. This was a perfect year for it.
Yeah.
And the difficult part of putting the building together, that was my job, because I'm the only one who's actually seen it fully put together.
Sure.
So I did the hard part and bit the bullet for that. Gave her a bucket full of plant pieces.
Yeah.
And some ideas for designs, and let her go to town on that. The dinosaurs, I've been collecting on and off for the last couple of years. Normally my big thing is Star Wars.
Okay.
This year, I had the cruise ship that was going to be here at Brick World in 2020, but when they canceled that in 2021, that kind of sat off in a box for a while. But with the Jurassic Park, actually, right up until Wednesday before the show, the first time I'd put the entire thing together was on the floor of the wife's office.
Wow.
And that was the first time she ever saw it put fully together without any plants or anything around it.
That's cool. So, I mean, everybody that's seen it today and will see it tomorrow are basically getting a first time. I mean, a few days since it's really been truly put together. It's just been envisioned.
It has. It's been a complete vision. It all started with the stairs and then the fountains on the side and the plants. Once I had that shape down, I knew I had to finish that project.
That's awesome. That's incredible. Well, I know the Jurassic community is up in arms in a good way about it. They're just like, oh my God, we need this. I need this in my collection. So with that in mind, you did bring up the cruise ship, and I wanted to talk about the cruise ship because that thing is a behemoth in its own right. Yeah. And, I mean, it's got to be, 6 feet long?
8 feet.
Okay.
Just a tad under 8 feet.
8 feet long. It's a few feet high. I mean, it's a really wide ship. And you and I had just a basic conversation this morning. So why the ship?
Something other than a spaceship for me. I have not built anything other than spaceships in 40 years. I haven't built a minifig scale house, home, or anything in 45 years. So this last couple of years with the time off and sitting at home a lot more, I had time to make real world items that people would recognize. Otherwise, my spaceships were my creations, not movie spaceships and stuff. These are a couple of the first things. A cruise ship is a cruise ship. You look up a generic picture of a cruise ship, and that's what mine looks like.
Right. I remember you telling me this morning.
Yeah, everybody sees something on a cruise that they were on the ship, which is great. They can relate to it. The wife can relate to it, and she can sit and talk with people about it. And I can talk with people about Jurassic Park Visitor Center.
Yeah.
So it worked out well for us.
It did.
It gets a lot more attention when it's something people recognize. I realize that now.
You're gonna have to upscale next year and come with one of the paddocks from Jurassic Park or something like that. Something like that. People are going to be expecting it in Chicago. Do you have any maybe inkling or curiosity of, you know what, I kind of want to do this and maybe add on to Jurassic Park, or maybe, like you said, you stepped away from spaceships and did the cruise ship and then Jurassic Park. Is there something else that you kind of have in mind that you might be wanting to build on?
Mechanics, I think. I would like to make mechs maybe next. I don't do a lot with motors and gearing and things like that. And I'm getting up there in the years. Retirement's coming. I can sit down and really work with that.
Well, you're going to have to get a job at Universal Studios now. I mean, you are the John Hammond. I mean,
well, funny thing, I was just down there about 4 weeks ago.
Oh, for an interview, of course, right?
No, I just a lot of pictures. I dressed up. We went down to Jurassic Park in Orlando, and that was a good full day.
Awesome.
It's a lot warmer down there, though.
It's a little bit different than up north.
Oh, yes. But I fit in with the plant life and everything. So.
There you go.
And they got the vehicles, the real ones. That was nice.
So stepping aside from what you brought today, this weekend, you said you've been building Lego a long time. Do you remember, like, one of the first sets or one of the first experiences you had building maybe as a kid?
Actually, I remember it all. In fact, I still have the parts. When I was younger, it was dinosaurs. I had the plastic dinosaurs. That was my thing. We lived up in Wisconsin. We do now, too. But I was born in Chicago, and my mom's family lived in Chicago. And we were down visiting my cousin one day, and he had these bricks just sitting in a bucket in the corner of his playroom. I was about 9, 10 years old. And I asked him what they were. He goes, "Oh, they're just Legos." Well, what do you do with them? He goes, "You make stuff." He had no interest in playing with them at the time. I sat down, I played with those for hours that day. I've never seen them before then. This is back in the 70s, early 70s.
Yeah, before they had arms on the minifigs and stuff.
Right, yeah. Almost before they had minifigs.
Yeah, right.
But I had never seen them before, and it was awesome. I built all sorts of stuff. Star Wars came out.
Oh, boy.
Saw that in 76, went right home. Well, actually, before that even. That Christmas, after I was down at my cousin's house, I got my first Lego set from my aunt, and it was a little forklift. And that's what started it all off. It had the little spring-loaded lift on it.
Oh, no.
It's like, that was awesome. Then my parents would get me stuff, birthdays and Christmas. Built on that. Still have all the sets. Not put together, but I know where the parts are.
You got them, right. Yeah, there you go.
Worked on that. Got up to, where did I leave off? Before I went back time.
With all your parts? You've got the parts for all your stuff?
Yeah. I'm thinking, it's playing through my head. Started getting my own stuff when I was in high school.
Okay.
So I was working through high school, and I always told my mom I'd like to get a good job so I can get all the Legos that I could ever afford. And I'm going to say thanks to Legos, I did. I learned how to build stuff, working with people, and I actually work on computers now.
Okay.
I've been doing that for 25 years. It's like, but Legos fits in. You can build modules. The modules go together.
Yeah.
It's been awesome working on cars, motorcycles. I can all tie it back to working with Legos. It's been a long life with them.
Sounds like a very happy, long life. A good journey.
Yes. Good journey. And the wife indulges me. Like I said, it's her first Brick World. She's come with me before, and she'd drop in for one of the days and look around. But this year, she's actually done some of the work, sitting at the tables and building, just getting into it.
See, that's cool though, because it's an experience to be together and share something together, and yeah, that's really cool.
It is. I love it. My kids both use them now. They grew up with them.
Of course, they grew up with them.
Yeah.
Now, one day you'll have a collection to pass down and be like, but the Jurassic has to stay the Jurassic.
Yep, I think that'll be around for quite a while. That'll be alongside the chip down in the lower level, waiting for the next show.
Yeah. Do you have any plans on attending any other shows maybe later this year, whether it be up in Wisconsin, or I know Brick Fair Virginia is later this summer, stuff like that?
Not at this point. I'm still working. It's an on-call type job. I can work from anywhere, but there's some limitations on what I do that they'd rather I don't. So I think Brick World Milwaukee next year, I'll have it there and it'll be updated. And Brick World Chicago, it'll be here again.
That'll be a fun one. I'll be ready to see it again. I'll be looking even more for details and take a bunch of pictures, see what got updated. Maybe the roof. Maybe some new pieces will come about. You'll be able to be like, you know what? The roof is done now.
Yeah, smooth out those rough edges and a better hut canopy on top.
There you go.
I got to work on that one yet.
There you go. So before I let you go, last question I have for you. If you had, Lego's catalog is huge. There's 600 sets that are available right now for this year alone. Do you have a favorite set or a favorite theme from your whenever?
Yeah, up until now, Star Wars has been my favorite theme. Oh, that's where I was. Now I remember where I was. Star Wars. Star Wars came out, and back then, most of the stuff you had were just straight Lego bricks. I got home that night and took all my red bricks and all my white bricks, and I was building X-Wing fighters.
Oh, jeez.
And that lasted for quite a while until Lego actually came out with that X-Wing fighter, the little gray one, which I have sitting on the shelf at home with all my other newer Lego stuff.
Yeah.
But I was so happy when they came out with that. But then when they came out with dinosaurs and Legos, that was it. That's my whole childhood right there.
That's awesome.
It is.
Star Wars it is. Another Star Wars person.
Oh, yeah. Growing up in the 70s.
Oh, yeah. It was
all Star Wars.
That was the time. I get it. I completely get it. Well, that's going to wrap up, guys. But thank you for coming on. I appreciate it.
Oh, thank you.
And hopefully we cross paths again at Brick World. Maybe I'll get up to Milwaukee next year, or I'll be back here in Chicago for sure next year. But
I'd be glad to stop.
Yeah, absolutely, and see the updated version. So I appreciate you coming on and sharing your story, sharing your model with us, and all the details.
Oh, you are very welcome.
Well, that's going to wrap up this episode and this interview with Mike Hinkle. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it, found something different or fun or interesting or whatever, but he was a great chat to have. And I can't wait to see what his mock of the Visitor Center is going to look like next year when he comes back to Brick World Chicago. So with that in mind, I'm your minifig host, Matt. Let's build on it.